Greetings and welcome, fellow hoteliers, to another episode on Hotel Architect. Yeah, I know I said I probably wouldn't do another episode on this one, but you know what the heck. I've not really got anything else lined up, and they asked if I could do another episode on specifically New York. New York, New York, the big banana. One of the most well-known cities in the world. We can finally truly appreciate high-rise building. So we just start a sandbox on maximum money because why not? And we'll just make a quick hotel. Gonna be ignoring any particular need necessities because I did start a scenario campaign, but didn't get too far into it just yet because frankly it's not really necessary. So what do I wish to do? That is a very good question. Because this little plot is actually all we get to work with. Now, doesn't seem so bad, but this is comparatively tiny compared to some of the other locations we've been holding hotels at. Still, do not let that deter us because the game is generous, giving us many floors to work with. Many floors. 24 floors. Can do a lot. A lot. Let's begin with some bait. First off, I would like a very fancy entrance. Here. Now we can start designing the rest of the hotel around it. I do want to make the most of the space I have. And let's create a little bit of a flare back here. Will not be a continuous thing per se, but it'll just look a little bit neater for what I have planned. And we will also be calling the big boys to build this up. Right, so on this particular new update on the game, they finally introduced the advanced financial overview window where you can see a lot more interesting information that we could potentially use. As for a plan for this particular hotel, well, like obviously I would like some high rollers and no filthy casual live here. So essentially, I do not really want backpackers or sporties. Also, probably sunbathers because, well, frankly, it's New York. The sun is not going to be that good. There's not really going to be much point in having anything outdoor. So instead, my idea is to just focus on getting the business, the brats, the upper crusties. Several layers of building. Let's bring in the workers. I will also need to add a door. And yeah, let's go with bright red. I can. Right, now I have to pick one of these doors. Alright. Let's go with this one. Welcome. Where? Alright, let's just get the first floor up. This will be essentially the surface level floor. also. We want to upgrade, but the first thing I want is vertical velocity upgrade, because we will need it. Right, and we've built our first concrete box. Let's get some basic amenities installed. First off, elevator. Now I don't think it's necessarily naturally practical to have only one elevator that will service all your floors, especially to a high rise, but I don't know for certain if that is the case in the simulation. Like, I don't know if it actually simulates where the physical box of the elevator. But it's nice to know that it's there. Can I give the now? I would like very much to design a red carpet door to the elevator. This is gonna be my surface floor, so I'll just map out what I need. I want the maintenance room down here. Just attach the garbage room next to it. Staff doors red. Because why not? Why are you not giving me the staff doors? Oh. Place the staff door. Nobody likes being in garbage, but you need to have them placed somewhere. For the shop floor. Regular tiles. That'll do. Alright, for the garbage room, I don't really want anything fancy. Just have regular concrete, and the walls can similarly be brick. Can't do that until the walls are actually built. What windows should I put on the floor? I do have these French balcony windows, but that's for the upper floor. That's for the fancy. Down here, we don't need that. But I do need the building to look fancy from outside. There's some big windows probably would do. Let's stick with the red team. I can. Not being very responsive today. That. So... try to be a little bit symmetrical. Right. Just leave that as is for now. We're still in the planning phase, although it can start working. Right. Before I go on, I know I shouldn't be. I don't really need to pause, but I do anyway because it feels a little bit more natural to do this while paused. Let's set up a stairway this side. This area can be effectively anything I want. And what I want here. The laundry room. with this room to have enough room for supplies. There. Up 2 tables. There. While that is going on, let's also start building up the next floor. Because of the big open space here, I can't make it perfectly square. That's fine. We don't need that just yet. I'm thinking the second floor probably will be a surface floor as well, but for the fancy stuff. Restaurant. Once we get beyond that, we start getting the area where we will need to get some. I may speed up in afterward some editing work that looks, but for now this I just want to showcase because first time I'm doing this, and I also want the hallway will be very tight. No dilly-dallying. You do not come to this place for a nice time. That is next. Let's just get things going. Let's get some those stuff set up. Surface room. Just to make things a little convenient. Put up the elevator over here. It's actually connected. Well, all the desks can look the same, but let's go with the marbling. And elsewhere. Well, I want 2 desks available for the staff and the reception area a little bit, so I can put all the amenities. Technically, all of this can be reception, just not all of it is going to be covered by reception stuff. Go with some dignified wood. Fancy dignified. That's nearly the same color, but to be a slightly different. Don't really want backpackers or sunbathers yet, but anyone can use items. Sure. Definitely want a coffee machine. Fancy chair. Ah. There's also found no access to the rooms. This will be the laundry room. This will be the staff room. And for the laundry room, we don't need anything fancy, but probably get this stone. I'll get too fancy. Just regular stone like this. Fancy enough. Nice carpet. Staff room. Right. Some fancy wallpaper. Haven't much of it unlocked yet. Painting is just too plain. Some wood paneling. That's a bit much. It's not fancy enough. And let's go with that. And stone tiling. Regular stone. The laundry room. So just a basic brick wall. This. Alright. First box is ready. Make sure we set up the level as best we can. Reason why I'm spacing out like this is to make sure that there's always a gap behind here. I know it doesn't matter for gameplay reasons, but I think it just looks a little bit better if people coming up the stairs don't face first into the wall. Let us get to the next level. Still won't like to get this station in the back because really, is there any reason to go back here? And it just makes the placing of the elevator a little bit easier. Yeah, this will be the food floor. A nice big kitchen. Possibly a bar. I can fit it in. I mean, I should be able to fit it in. This is only a place where you stop off, get food and drink, leave again. Just need enough space. And use all the space on this side. But I do want to leave a corridor here so people can get around the staircase. I know, again, it physically doesn't need to be, but it is just visually for my eyes better idea. A wall there. Have the wall here. Divide this space up for the purposes we need. Interesting dilemma. Thinking the kitchen up here. Might need bigger, but For now, we'll just make do with this. Tools there. Door's not sticking properly sometimes. Right. Thinking this side is all at the will be all restaurants. This will be bar. That gives me a size of 29 for the bar, 7 for this. I mean, once we have the concept phase, we may as well do a little bit of remodeling. Let's give a little bit extra space for the restaurant. Doing that. Here. 25 tiles should be enough. 31 tiles for the restaurant. Big enough. We'll get to that in a moment. I let things go again. Alright, so let's design a room. Now, our plan, of course, is for the guests to come. Well, essentially, we are aiming for business and the brats. Since the brats are slightly higher maintenance and need a lot more than anything else, they just focus on getting the business first. They will eventually also want a conference room, but for now that is kind of irrelevant. Until we get stars, we can't get anything other than backpackers and sporties, and we will not be getting any sporties until we build a sport room or a gym. Anyway, so we are trying to cater for these guys. We will aim for rooms that would have at the minimum 3 stars in all particular necessities. They will also need an ensuite bathroom, and well, the rest we'll try to see about getting. And they just want these in the hotel. I'm not sure if they want them in their room. I don't think that's part of their rooms. Let's lay out a potential. So they want at minimum a 12 room. That is currently not quite big enough. And we're just measuring things out. Like, to try out this little new button, the copy and paste room. It's something I complained about a little bit last time. I kind of wanted to be able to copy and paste rooms. And now the functionality's in there. Now, I'm not saying that I had anything to do with it, because I definitely did not. I'm fairly certain they had been working on such an ability for ages before I even complained about it, but it feels good to have at least raised their potential development process. Anyway, aside from the point, if we're gonna give them an ensuite bathroom, 9 tiles. These tiles will get added to this size, so now we are at the appropriate size for this room. The room value, of course, is still below and there's no items in here, but this is essentially the size of the room we are probably gonna try to aim. I could potentially make this bathroom a little smaller. We're still at the size 4. So, how many could I fit on one particular length? And paste it over there. This. Let's see. That won't really work, I think. We only have a size 12 available on this side. But it kind of would work if we put the room in here, make this the ensuite bathroom for that thing. Just copy this. Right. We're just zoning things out. Just for that. And now this one not going to be functioning 1 to 2. I'm trying to get as many rooms on the floor as I can possibly fit. We're seeing a slight problem here. Now this stairwell is not gonna work. I'm gonna have to face that way. Ignore this then. Back to zone mode. We can at least get a 12 space room. We'll just leave this area as a sort of luxury seating area. Let's pass through here. I think we can probably fit about 3 rooms then. I mean, yeah, the only other way I could fit in more is if I turn this into a room. This is an ensuite bathroom, but then I could not get into the other rooms. Be a bit of a problem. Specifically, this room would become inaccessible. You need to have some way to get into the rooms, and I don't want to go into the rooms through the bathroom. That would go against all the design potential. That leaves also this area open for potential entertainment. We'll have to leave some room for some amenities after all. Anyway, 3 rooms per floor. Not very efficient, perhaps. There's probably a better layout, but none come to mind specifically. Just go with this for now. I kind of want to see this if I can duplicate everything I do here. Map out the room structures. do they have? Doors? Door for their bathroom access. Might have to think that over a little bit. While we're doing that, just start laying out to the next level. Also, I do want the joining walls to close in the elevator, because it's kind of a hideous thing to look at. I mean, I enjoy it for its functionality, but it is hideous to look at. Alright, let's start planning a room. Now, much to my dismay when I tried this out some time ago, the double bed is currently, as far as I know, still not functional, so you can't actually have pairs in a room yet. So this is essentially just a fancier bed. For the business, that I think is not gonna matter much. For the uppy crusties, probably more. Anyway, business people will only get a single bed. White wardrobe and a white cape. Why? I don't know. Because I feel like it. This seems fine for now. Let us just push things a little bit further in the fancy departments. With the bookcase, nice painting over the beds. Fancy curtain. This room. Been booked. Was fast. How do I make this more fancy? Put in a chair. Nice TV. Right, the room value is now at least up to a level I need. Yeah. Not sure how I can raise the items. I can't get a good sense of what raises. Exactly, I don't really want to put any of these items in the rooms because that feels kinda pointless. Fancy painting in the room. Yes, I could do that, but I don't feel like that's right either. This item hotel? Send the crew away for now. Rooms are booked. Some of them are in a slightly better state than the others. I now copy this. Okay. Yeah, indeed copy the room items, although I don't need another window. That. You have to be a little bit mindful of that particular item issue, but other than that, pull in the slightly cheaper crew. Yeah, not from the light from the outside. The hotel doesn't look particularly fancy, but you know, we're slowly working. Is indeed the critic. I figured as much. Of course, they get the fanciest room. I needed to cut in on my expenses. Did you just place another bed? I'll just leave these workmen here. Alright. Alright, so that's at least the basics of the hotel laid out as it is. I think I would like at least 5 layers of business rooms for this. That would give me 15 business hotel rooms. And then we'll put in a layer for the gym. And anything else, I think, service, like perhaps another laundry room up there. Couldn't hurt. That'll do for this particular section of the video, so I'll just be cutting it off here. I'll see you all when I start recording again. Alright. We're fast forwarding time a little bit. Day 25. And we have pretty much finished up with the business layer of the hotel. Kinda. I mean, some of the rooms still need a little bit of adjusting because I did unlock some extra upgrades through the star system. But now that we have actually reached 4 stars, we are ready for brats. I did have to make some changes to the rooms because, well, I want these rooms to be reserved for business. And yet somehow this room is good for brats. That should not be possible. Unless it is doing something which it wasn't doing before. See, this room is strictly business. Whereas brats require a few extra things. For one thing, the room needs to be a certain value. That's fine. I can work with that. And that value can be achieved in various ways. But the big thing that is keeping some of these rooms from being used for brats by removing the exterior window. You're here for business, you do not get to look outside. I was showing that as doing that before, but then it decided to suddenly count the window in the bathroom as well. Slightly annoying. Ruins the symmetry. Can't be having that. Right, fine. No windows at all. Just windows boxes for everyone here on business. There will be no pleasure. While that is going on, here we have the Brat's Lair, or a Brat's Lair. This is what all the Brat's rooms will look like, and probably the layout for the various floors as well. Kind of. Because of the way things are laid out. It's probably fine. Anyway, we have a nice little sitting nook, some amenities, some entertainment over here. Then these rooms will be copied over up to the next level. Brad's rooms, of course, we will need a vanity. Well, we don't need it, but I'm giving them one. And I've decided with the green decor just to make it look a bit different. And I've prepared a couple of extra floors just for that. Now we will not be getting as many rooms as the business layer, but that's fine. Because frankly that takes forever to do. And this floor is where we will put our amenities for the brats. Essentially I'm going to move the bar up here so that there's a bit more space. Get a spa, a sauna, bathroom for the people that work in the bar. And then down here, the bar here is going to get removed because this setup is just unfeasible, and I'm going to move most of the restaurant into the bar area, bring another little staff room up here, and extend the kitchen down here because we will want a little bit more cuisine. Yeah, get out of the way. Right. Got the points. Got the air conditioning going. Time to start making as good as we can get them. Better prepare the floors for some of the upper crusty. I think this is sort of working. Fine there. We did check it out. Fine with the spa. Restaurant needs some points. That's fine. Refreshments could be better. He has not slept in the current version of it. The heating is still not great. I don't have to prove that necessarily. But at least can I make do this? Should make sure that the temperature in all the rooms is perfectly what it should be. Anyway. Going well. Cash flow is going up. That is starting to go down, and very tasty looking alone, but no, we don't need it. With the amount of money we are making. I mean, sure, the cash flow is down a little bit now, but that's only because we had to pay people. Right, let's send the workers away for a bit. Currently, I think we have now the highest building in the neighborhood. Well, sort of. But we still have plenty of floors to go. I need to go and start designing the room for the upper crusties. Hope that these rooms will not automatically upgrade to that. They shouldn't. Not as long as the room value stays below 50,000. Other than that, we can think about that. Room value still below 50,000. Bed is not yet luxurious enough. Wait. Back to making some more money and designing the next floors. Right. And we're back with a slightly upgraded version of the hotel yet again. Advanced. All the Bratz levels now more or less completed. I mean, yeah, some of the leisure areas probably could be filled in, but I got bored. And I wanted to work on the upper crusty levels. Now, obviously, we don't have upper crusties yet because they're level 4 stars, but the framework is in place. Everything I need is satisfied except for the 5 stars. So, that is what we will keep working on. The rooms have been laid out, and while not particularly fancy enough, do have a couple of floors prepared for their use. And we're starting to creep ever so close to the top level. Now, because I can only fit 2 of these rooms in here, of course we will need many floors. And thanks to a small loan, a little over $1 million, that has significantly put me into debt considering the other loans that are available. Not entirely sure how that loan was calculated, but hey, free money is free money. When I say it is, we've got the workforce already below. Let us get going. Now, for the final floor, I don't know. I was thinking maybe putting in some backpacker residences since there's only 4 spaces to work. work on the achievement to 6 different guest types staying at the same time. Need to be a little bit creative in that. I suppose. I mean, that was one of the ideas. One was to just create a very big penthouse suite, single room, the uppiest of crusties. Yeah. Creating a small place in the loft where we can put all the poor people also seems like an idea. If we make a couple of full length over on that side, the backpackers, they just need 4, sporties need 8 technically, but they don't need the ensuite. I thought they needed an ensuite. I mean, I must be misremembering. We'll just double check. Boom. Right, sporties, we need. Yeah, they do need an ensuite, but well, at least they need a toilet. We can do that. That's alright. Well, I think that does it. We've got our 5 stars back. We are well on the way to being profitable. Our debt barely being an obstacle. Ratings could probably be better, but The only one we don't have is sunbathers. Yeah, I feel like doing that. Sunbathers, I just need exterior window. And some paired tan. One. Room is too small. Just. Alright, well, I'm not gonna bother with that. Here's my luxury hotel in the middle of New York City. 24 stories of joy and the finest of rooms you can imagine, with all the amenities that a hotel will need these days. Functioning properly, an efficient machine, investment. And I'm not really interested in paying back the loan, although at this rate we probably will be doing that quickly, considering our credits rising rapidly. But yeah, there's really not much else left to upgrade. Just a few more things, and the room surface is not yet in the game. So yeah, that'll do. Here is my little look at Hotel Architect. Probably the last one, but who knows, maybe if they have another interesting challenge, I'll have a look at that as well. We'll see. Anyway, thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed. See you all time. Bye.
I be da.
Kind of funny.
Wieder.
Let's try it again. Here we have my little avatar visiting my hotel. And though this is not exactly secret lore, I am a little bit acrophobic. Jump!